And this is up to 3,000, that's the most anybody would.
No, 3,000 is the scholarship. 3,000 is the amount. And then, depending upon your income, is how much you pay as opposed to how much comes from the state.
And the parents are picking up a minimum of 28 billion?
No, that's not correct.
No.
So the parent share on this chart, I know it's a lot of numbers to take in at once, but the parent share on this chart is $7.5 million.
But your budget document said preschool was 71 million and you were reducing it to 43.
Well, that was the old system. You know, that's the old system, and that was based on 3,500, and it was, this is a different system.
So participation will drop?
No, no. You have all kinds of private ones that are not covered by the present law. You have a lot of, for instance, I went to Durant. I visited the public school in Durant that provided preschool. They also told me there's like 3 other private preschools in that district, which is a rural district in eastern Iowa, that are not participating in this program, but would be eligible to participate under the new one if they met the quality requirements.
But I think to clarify your question about where's the money coming from, theoretically, about half of it's from the voluntary preschool program. About $4 million is from shared visions, because those are preschool assistance dollars. Another $4.6 million from Early Childhood Iowa or Empowerment. We want to pool all the 4-year-old preschool dollars into one fund now, so they're not all over the place. So all the 4-year-old state preschool money will be in one place now.
So you had different competing programs. You had the empowerment program, you had the state program, and now we're bringing them all together. We're bringing them all together in a collaborative approach. Not a competitive approach, but a collaborative approach where we want to work together, and the focus is on providing the best experience for the children and making sure there's accountability and also targeting the resources to the ones that really need it. So that, you know, we are expecting that the people that are affluent, that over 300% of poverty, will pay the entire tuition.
So someone that makes $68,000 a year with family of 4 is taxable?
If you're over $68,000 with a family of 4, we think you can pay the cost of tuition for your 4-year-old for 1 year, yes.
So can you explain why you call the $3,000 a scholarship rather than just basic schooling for people?
Well, because it's going to benefit students at both public and private schools. It's not. So it is a scholarship as opposed to. It's not. We're taking this out of the school aid fund, and the money is going to go to. The money is designed to follow the student to where the family chose to have their child go to preschool.
And these private schools that you were talking about who weren't participating before and are going to participate now, why were they not participating before?
Well, first of all, they pre-existed. Preschool didn't just start a couple years ago. Preschool's been around for a long time. My kids even went to preschool in Lake Mill. So these preschools have been providing without, and many of them have done it with the help of people in the churches, nonprofits, businesses, foundations. Marcy, why don't you explain some of the history of this?
But why weren't they participating in the state program that we have now? You said they weren't used, there were 2 or 3
Well,
preschools
I'm just talking about what, I asked this question in Durant.
Right.
And there were 3, I think, preschools in that. And I guess you'd have to ask each of them why they didn't participate, but there's, I think it was because of the way the state program, remember the state program is what, 3 years old? Yeah.
Was it because a certified teacher was required? Is that one of the?
That's one of the, I think that was one issue, but I think there's others as well. Marcy, maybe you can help address that.
I'm not sure I can address it more. I know in Scott County we had a certain surge to reach the quality standards. One would be to have the certified teacher. Also would be then to engage in some long-term professional development. So I think with timing and unknowns about how long this program is going to be implemented, there may be some hesitation on the local preschool providers.
And you're not concerned about quality by no longer requiring a certified teacher?
Well, first of all, I think the studies show that a certified teacher doesn't guarantee quality. There's all kinds of studies all over the country that say that. And so we've done, a lot of places use alternative certification processes for teachers as well. And what we're saying is by the assessments, and we're going to basically focus on quality by seeing that the students are learning what they're supposed to know, so they know their colors, that they can identify the letters of the alphabet, and so they, you know, numbers and things like that. Those are the kind of things that we want these 4-year-olds to learn before they start kindergarten. And those assessments are going to really determine that.
Do you know what kind of test you would use, whether it's going to be in preschool or kindergarten?
It's a preschool assessment. So it's an online assessment that we will put out a request for proposal for and get bids on. And so we'll create a statewide system where providers can see the questions and the process of assessment that they need to use on the students, and then enter the information electronically online, so we can collect all that, and then parents can have access to the information about where the quality programs are for the kids.
Will the state, some of the state parents' share of this tuition end up being refunded back through a tax credit?
Well, that's the question is, if we extended the STO law, that could happen. Right now, I think preschools don't qualify for the school tuition organization program, but that's a possibility. And I guess that's something we'd want to work with the legislature on to see if, because you know how that program works. Okay, the school tuition organization program, I think, was started about 4 or 5 years ago. And what it was patterned after a law that had been very effective in Arizona. It was something that I know the Iowa Catholic Conference and many of the Christian schools worked very hard to get approved. And what it does is it permits an individual to make a contribution to a school tuition organization. In the Diocese of Sioux City, we call it the Monsignor Lafferty Foundation, okay? You contribute to that, you get a 60% tax credit on your Iowa income tax, which is a significant benefit to do that. And it's also, if you itemize, deductible on your federal taxes. So the result has been, and it's capped at a certain amount, and I think it's $7.5 million. So it's capped at $7.5 million. But that has made it possible. I've talked with Dr. Deegan and Dowling, and I've talked to many others that are involved. It's made it possible for a lot of families that are financially strapped to be able to have the choice to have their kids go to a non-public school. And that's, the income guidelines are very similar to this. 300%, that's the upper limit, 300% of poverty. So what I'm saying is that's another possibility. It's not in our proposed legislation, but it's another way that the privates could receive funding from their parents and from others. The neat thing about the STO is you don't have to be a parent of a child that's in the school in order to contribute to it. So we contributed to the Monsignor Lafferty Foundation specifically for the Sacred Heart Grade School in Blue.
Great, thank you, Governor.
Can I ask you a
Final question.
Okay, different topic. Photo ID is required to vote. The House passed that bill. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it makes sense that if we require photo IDs for just about everything. Obviously, you got to have a photo ID to get on an airplane, buy a beer, whatever. It seems to me it makes sense.